Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
Do not get the lead.
Bitch. Dirty low-down ass bitch.
Oh, you such a liar. Such a liar.
Man. He said he
You know that's a lie.
I swear to
You know
God.
that's a lie. Which daughter are you trying to?
Now pay attention, everyone. Peace is seldom maintained for very long in the Braxton household. Even before the wax melts, a candle lit in a house will still smell dramatic. And the one person Toni Braxton never imagined she would have to protect her heart from was her own sister, who was the source of the storm this time. ... For Tamar Braxton. It all began with an overly aggressive clapback.
Tawanda, baby, I love her to pieces. But hide your stuff when she come over, because she snatched the wig off your head when you looked the other way. She's super sneaky, clever, and...
Cameras were rolling. When voices were raised, Tawanda Braxton, who usually keeps her secrets close, finally lost her composure. Everyone in the room froze as she leaned forward, eyes blazing. "You take things that aren't yours," she said firmly. "I don't take anything," Tamar replied, shocked. "Yes, you do," Tawanda shot back. "You crossed the line with someone close to Toni." The room went silent. It felt like even the background music stopped. Tamar's jaw tightened, her eyes widened. "You're such a liar," she shouted, shaking her head as if to block out the accusation, but you could tell the words had cut deep.
How good of a sister can you be for you to know this information and not tell it until someone makes you mad? Like, you didn't tell Toni about Tamar sleeping with her ex until Tamar calls you out for being a thief, which you've been a thief before, so Tamar telling this wouldn't be that too far.
You already knew it was over when the internet obtained that clip for you. Toni Braxton's boyfriend had an affair with Tamar Braxton. Every blog, gossip website, and group chat was on fire because of the headline. However, they were unaware that this wasn't a casual remark. For years, Wanda Braxton had been keeping that secret. Like a grenade, she waited for the ideal opportunity to throw it. It all began when Tamar confronted Wanda about stealing money and using her credit cards without authorization. According to Tamar, she even contributed to the down payment for Wanda's home. Wanda simply shifted the topic without refuting it. She then reached for the dirtiest weapon in her drawer after realizing Tamar had the advantage. She said, "You talk about stealing? You've been stealing something too, Tony's man." At that point, everything exploded. Tamar lost it. She raised her hands, ran off, returned, began sobbing, and began yelling, the quintessential Tamar Braxton commotion. However, the actual harm was not on the set. Toni Braxton's silence wasn't it, because she didn't scream when Toni heard it. She wasn't disparaging, she simply lost her temper. According to those close to her, she initially didn't believe it. However, the term Birdman began trending alongside Tamar Braxton as soon as the video went public and fans began to dig. You already understand why. It was night versus day. Birdman was performing like the boss he is on stage with cash money. Her sister Tamar was present, but Toni Braxton wasn't. She walked about like the first lady of Cash Money, cheered louder than anyone, and was dressed like she owned the evening. Everything was captured by cameras. As if she knew something the rest of us didn't, she laughed while whispering in Birdman's ear and wiping the perspiration from his face. After watching the video, fans went crazy. "That isn't a sisterly act," someone wrote. "Where's Toni Braxton while all this is happening?" someone else posted. And before the evening was over, #PoorToni was trending right next to #Tamar and Birdman. This is where it becomes even more bizarre though. After doing more research, several fans discovered ancient rumors that connected Tamar Braxton to Toni's ex-husband, Carrie Lewis. Whether that is accurate or not, it created a difficult-to-clean image because a campfire is typically hidden by smoke. Near the Braxton's infant, the explanation for why many believe Tamar did it only makes it worse. Insiders claim that this had nothing to do with love. It had to do with power. Because of Toni's notoriety, Grammys, and distinctive voice, Tamar Braxton has always been in his shadow. Tamar desired her own spotlight and approval, and there was no better way to demonstrate your equality than to have the man that everyone believed was off limits. Does that make it correct now? Not at all. But ego can feel more powerful than blood in that world of flashing cameras and broken promises. It wasn't just sister drama when Tawanda made her charge. She had backed into a corner, been humiliated on camera, and been called a thief, so it was retaliation. So she targeted the one shot that would permanently damage Tamar's reputation. And based on Toni's response, it might have been successful. Following that incident, Toni Braxton disconnected. No filming, no calls, nothing. She wanted to leave. She felt betrayed on an unfixable level, according to sources. Imagine learning that your younger sister, whom you raised, may have gone too far. You don't just overlook that during Sunday supper. Naturally, Tamar attempted to defend himself. At the same time, he performed, prayed, denied, and sobbed while going live on Instagram. He said that the rumors were malicious fabrications intended to destroy his family. In an attempt to show that everything was well, he even posted a video of himself, Toni, and Birdman laughing on FaceTime. But the internet is more interested in emotion than in facts, and the public's suspicions increased each time Tamar stood up for herself. Because if anyone has discovered anything about Tamar Braxton, it is that she does not take allegations well. People believe she is hiding something more the more loud she gets. In my opinion, there may be more to the tale than anyone is acknowledging. Some industry insiders said that Tamar became too emotionally and physically close to Birdman, even though they never had sex. Too many late-night studio sessions, too many private dinners, and too much comfort in inappropriate locations. And that would be sufficient to destroy trust forever in Toni's universe. The Braxton family has weathered health crises, bankruptcy, and adultery scandals. But treachery like this strikes a different chord, because there's no turning back if your own sister may have gotten too close to your lover. So it's possible that Tamar Braxton didn't intend to hurt Toni. Maybe all she wanted was approval, love, or attention. But when pain strikes this deep, intentions are irrelevant. That's the heartbreaking part, because when the lights go out and the cameras stop rolling, what's left is a family that might never recover. Not wealth or fame. There weren't many relatives left to pick up by the time the dust settled. Once associated with hit records and harmony, the Braxton name was now at the epicenter of a full-blown public outcry. Toni Braxton had stopped talking. Wanda Braxton was increasing the number of interviews she gave, saying she had nothing to hide, along with Tamar Braxton. She was trying to convince the world and possibly herself that none of it was true, while sobbing one moment and clapping back the next. But silence sometimes speaks louder than denial, and Toni's silence was deafening. She stopped recording, erased her posts, and unfollowed everyone. Only a whisper that she was focusing on peace emerged from her group, but everyone understood what that meant. When a woman like Toni Braxton seems to be focusing on peace, she's actually trying to keep her sanity intact behind the scenes.
They were tearing the sisters apart. Toni resisted the producer's request to have them all in the same room for an urgent meeting. Family or not, betrayal is betrayal, according to sources, she said to her colleagues. Birdman wasn't the only cause of the misery. It was about the revelation it made. Years of silent rivalry, hatred, and jealousy for Tamar. The season was open. Every gossip website and chat show wanted her side. With trembling hands, she sat in front of the cameras and declared, "I would never do that to my sister. Never." However, the tears didn't stop the rumors, because the old video showed her laughing next to Birdman and cleaning his forehead like a loving wife, just as she was trying to repair her reputation. The internet concluded she was guilty once more in that instant. The pattern becomes more obvious the more closely you examine it. The most audible person in the room has always been Tamar Braxton. Unpredictable, emotional, and humorous. However, beneath that self-assurance lies a lady who is yearning to be noticed. Tamar made an effort to outshine every shadow Toni threw. Every time Toni received a compliment, Tamar wanted two. And perhaps, just possibly, she was expressing that she could be on an equal footing with Birdman by crossing that boundary, even if it was only emotional. I can know equals her. Wanda Braxton, meanwhile, was facing criticism of her own sort. Fans chastised her for sharing such intimate details. One follower said, "You don't solve family problems by destroying the family." But Wanda didn't flinch. She said to a reporter, "Even if that didn't seem like the truth, sometimes you have to say the truth, even when it hurts." It sounded like retaliation, because Wanda wouldn't have waited until Tamar accused her of stealing money if she truly wanted to be honest. That secret had been in her possession like a loaded rifle, and she simply fired back when Tamar was the first to pull the trigger. They were caught in the midst of everything, without any prior notice, hesitation, or pity. The Birdman, he remained silent. No tweets, no interviews, no statements, just the odd picture of Toni with his head down and eyes icy. However, his silence was quite telling. He knew what was being said and that everyone would be evaluating his every action. According to insiders, Birdman made an effort to quietly reassure Toni that nothing had transpired. Even if it were the case, the shame was too great to overlook, because you've spent your entire life establishing your legacy, elegance, and control as Toni Braxton, and now everyone is talking about your sister reportedly having an affair with your partner. That's humiliation that money cannot purchase. Weeks passed. Tamar Braxton began sharing enigmatic sayings and content on spiritual development and forgiveness, being released. However, the true tale was revealed in the comments below. No one was buying it. "Express regret to your sister. You're only sorry you got caught," one person said. Then the unexpected moment arrived. At last, Toni Braxton spoke. Not during an interview, not live on Instagram. However, a supporter shouted from the audience at a charity function in Los Angeles, "We love you, Toni." "Love is easy," she murmured, after pausing and grinning piteously. "It's hard to trust." And that was all that was required. Within minutes, the video became viral. Everyone understood her meaning. She was not required to mention Tamar. Birdman was not necessary for her to say. Her eyes' anguish spoke for itself. The Braxton sisters have made an effort to move on since then, but the rifts remain visible. Quiet filming plans are put on hold as they talk in their family group. Every reunion seems rushed, every laughter feels prepared. Because when the foundation itself seems phony, how do you rebuild? This is the scary part, the part that no one discusses. Rumor has it that Tamar Braxton never completely disputed anything in private, that she acknowledged approaching too closely, that it was emotional, not physical, a hazy boundary caused by attention, loneliness, and past traumas. The story is more than just about cheating, if that is the case. It has to do with validity. It is the story of a woman who went to extreme lengths to gain attention because she was so anxious to feel significant. Years later, all that remains is silence. No more laughing at reality shows, sister anthems are over, just a family torn apart by pride and lies. The Braxtons were meant to sing together, not break up like this. So perhaps that is the saddest truth of all. So the question remains, was it true that Tamar Braxton had an affair with Birdman behind Toni's back? Or was she merely her sister's retaliation and a scapegoat? The truth may never be revealed in a family that is based on talent and conflict. However, there's no denying that the turmoil surrounding the Braxton sisters never stops. Locates a mic.